Have you ever thought about what it would be like to see a city just frozen in time? I mean, frozen at the exact moment of its destruction. A place where the final breaths of its people are literally etched into the earth. Well, this isn't science fiction. This is the incredible, true story of Pompeii. It's a pretty chilling thought, isn't it? An entire civilization's last moments, just captured forever. I mean, how is that even possible? How can we still see the shock in their final poses, or the love in a last embrace? That's the question that's fascinated people for centuries, and it's exactly what makes this story so powerful. So to really get a handle on the tragedy, we first have to talk about the miracle of its discovery. You see, for hundreds and hundreds of years, Pompeii wasn't a historical site at all. It was more like a ghost story, just a whispered legend about a city that was swallowed whole by the earth. Nobody even knew where it was. For 1,700 years, the world just moved on. I mean, think about that. Empires rose and fell, new worlds were discovered, and all that time, Pompeii just slept. It was buried under layers and layers of hardened ash, a totally silent city just waiting to be found again. And this is where the story takes this truly unbelievable turn. The volcanic ash, the very thing that destroyed Pompeii, also became its savior. See, as the ash hardened around the victims, it created these perfect hollow molds. So centuries later, when archaeologists found them, they poured plaster into these empty spaces. And what they revealed, it wasn't the bodies themselves, but these incredibly precise echoes of them. A mother clutching her child, lovers in a final embrace. It's just a hauntingly personal connection to a world that's been gone for so long. All right, so now let's go back. Let's rewind the clock to that fateful day in 79 AD. Let's try to walk the streets of Pompeii just like its people did, completely unaware that the beautiful mountain looming over their city was about to become their tomb. Just try to picture it. You can smell the fresh bread from the bakeries. You can hear the merchants shouting in the busy forum. Kids are laughing and playing in the streets. Life is just normal. And watching over it all is Mount Vesuvius, this silent, green giant that was as familiar to them as the sun in the sky. Then, around 1 in the afternoon, their whole world shattered. A massive, deafening roar ripped through the sky as a column of fire and ash just shot miles up into the air. Within hours, the sun was completely gone, and this deadly rain of rock and pumice started to fall, turning a bright summer day into a terrifying, endless night. So now the entire city is just pure chaos. The air gets so thick with ash, you can't even breathe. The ground is shaking constantly, and the sky is this horrifying swirl of black and red. The people of Pompeii were trapped right in the middle of a waking nightmare. And believe it or not, the worst was still to come. In the middle of all that chaos, you've only got one instinct: survive. Some families huddled together in their homes, probably praying for a miracle. Others, with some desperate hope, just grabbed whatever they could and ran for their lives towards the sea, their screams completely swallowed by the roar of the volcano. But there was no escape. The real killer wasn't the falling ash. It was something called pyroclastic surges, basically a superheated avalanche of toxic gas and molten rock that raced down the mountain faster than a hurricane. It was a wave of fire that incinerated everything, and I mean everything, in its path. So in the end, Pompeii wasn't just destroyed, it was literally erased. Vesuvius buried the entire city under a 20-foot thick shroud of ash. That's taller than a 2-story building. And paradoxically, it was this act of total destruction that ended up preserving it for us to find. In a single fiery breath, a bustling Roman city was just wiped off the face of the earth. The landscape was completely remade by fire and ash, and the memory of Pompeii just faded into legend, becoming a ghost city, lost to the world for almost 2,000 years. So why? Why, after 2,000 years, does this story still have such a powerful grip on us? I think it's because it's more than just a story of destruction. It's kind of like a mirror, one that reflects our own mortality, our own vulnerability in the face of nature. One day, it's a living, breathing city, full of the sounds of life, laughter, business, sunshine. The very next day, a silent, ghostly echo of what used to be. That's the tragic beauty of Pompeii, isn't it? It's a city that had to die so that it could live forever in our memory. Pompeii is just this stark, humbling reminder that the world we build for ourselves can be swept away in an instant. The same forces of nature that create so much beauty can also unleash just unbelievable destruction. And maybe the biggest lesson of all, our time here is short, and sometimes the only thing that lasts is the story we leave behind. Ultimately, the story of Pompeii isn't just about a lost city. It's about us. It's about how fragile our own lives are, how temporary our own civilizations might be. It really forces you to ask the question, what will our Pompeii be? When future generations dig through the ashes of our world, what story will they find?